So, with week 1, the official launch of the automations last week, because only 2 sides played the week before, that is done and dusted, and we have our fantasy points in. Let me know down in the comments how everyone did, but we'll go through a little bit now. As you can see, these were some of the top performers. Pretty crazy, really. Jean-Baptiste Gros for France scored 40 points as a prop, and also Maratoji as well, which crazy. Also, Cunningham South obviously picked up 2 tries, but then outside of that, we've got my guy, Bia Bia, who I captained. So that's 2 weeks on the bounce, Darcy Graham and Bia Bia, where I've picked the highest scoring player as my captain. So I must be doing something right, surely. However, my downfall is definitely my super sub at the moment. Jaibert got me 12 points, really not good at all. But overall, I did score 542 points, which wasn't too bad. As I said, Bia Bia got me 136. Some pretty poor picks, Mason Grady, Rowlands, so essentially both Welsh. Gary Ringrose also didn't do very well, and Faye Boso got 7 points. Really wasn't expecting that. But outside of that, everyone else did pretty decently, to be fair, and I'm happy with overall my team. In the JG Rugby League, we can see that, well, the first one at least, I am in 8th position, or 7th, sorry. And yeah, Luke Ashman, 1345 at the top, pretty decent score. And then in JG Rugby 2, we've got Tito as well, 1318. So at the moment, Luke Ashman has pipped it, but still a lot to go yet. As for fixture planning, well, tonight, Ireland versus Argentina. You would sincerely hope after the loss last week to New Zealand that Ireland would be coming in hot, and their team is definitely that. Argentina, I think, are going to be relatively revved up, but maybe not as much. Obviously, beat Italy by quite a big margin last weekend. If I were them, I wouldn't want to be playing Ireland. Then on Saturday, we've got Scotland-Portugal. Yes, Scotland do have a rotated team, but it is against Portugal, who is probably the weakest side in this Autumn Nations. So again, definitely backing some Scottish players. England-South Africa, we'll see now, but advise maybe skipping. South Africa are just too good, and England are just not at the moment. France versus New Zealand does look to be a pretty great game, just with how both teams play, so it could be a fixture that you want to target. Then on Sunday, we've got Italy-Georgia, which again is a pretty good fixture for Italy, and much like Ireland, coming off a loss, so we'll want to put those wrongs right. And then Wales-Australia. Was at the Wales game last week, wasn't too exciting, so yeah, maybe again stay away, especially after Grady and Rowlands didn't score very well for me last week. As always, before hopping into my team selection for week 2, as they call it, please subscribe to the channel. Also, turn notifications on to never miss a video. Essentially, only rugby fantasy channel out there that I know of. So, let's get stuck in. In the front row, I have gone for 2 Irish, 1 French. Have gone with Jean-Baptiste Gros after last week, a 40-point haul. It's not too bad, to be quite honest. Yes, they played Japan, so I'm expecting less points this time, but he just seemed to carry the ball all around the pitch, even with, well, Bia Bia's massive score. So I guess France can compete with New Zealand physically up front, and Gros will be perfect at that. And then I have kept Porter in. He did pretty well, got around 20 points, I think, which I definitely take again. Obviously playing Argentina, he just does stay on as well, so he's great for minutes, which isn't likely for props usually. And then Ronan Kelleher, I've gone a hooker. Not too many options. That I wanted to back again. Yes, I could have gone with Malvaca again. I wanted to change it up because I think Ireland just want to squeeze Argentina. Coming off a loss, I'm just backing the Irish pack, but also the team in general, to be honest. Saying that, I have also gone with Tyke Byrne. Someone in the comments actually put, after the release of my last team selection video, why not Tyke Byrne? And to be honest, just totally went over my head. So fortunately, he didn't score too many points. But this week, he's obviously a second row in the game, but playing 6. And we all know he plays like a back row. Winning turnovers, does actually get over the line as well for a few tries. So that's why he's in. Then I've also gone with Lorenzo Cannone, also down as the second row, but does play 8 for Italy. Italy yet to release their side, which will come out today. He obviously got a yellow card last week, but I do feel Lorenzo Cannone is Italy's strongest ball carrier, especially in the pack. So yeah, I think that's a decent pick. Talking about strong ball carriers, I have gone for Josh Bayliss, who is obviously Scottish and then is up against Portugal. He's playing 8, so I do expect him to, well, be that out-and-out carrier. Would I pick him if he wasn't against a weaker side? Probably not. Would he get picked if he wasn't against a weaker side? Also probably not. But I am backing Scotland to do the job of Portugal. I think we would be silly not to. And then leading on from that, we have also gone with Luke Crosby. Just a pretty mean player as well. Does carry the ball, maybe not such as a Josh Bayliss. Will make more tackles. Imagine Portugal do like to run the ball. So for turnovers, that would be great. But yeah, I've just tried to get in quite a few Scottish players within the pack as well in the back row. So for carrying ability. Then I have gone with Caelan Doris, again captain for Ireland. Didn't do too much necessarily last week, but we all know what he can do. And yeah, leading the charge against Ireland, against Argentina to get that win, it'll be decent. Then at halfbacks, I have actually dropped Smith from my team. Again, it's just for a fixture purpose. I don't back them against South Africa, to be quite honest. So I have gone with Tom Jordan instead, who absolutely lit it up on his debut in game week 0. Came on as fullback, so anyone who had him as a super sub was absolutely laughing. Only thing is, he is a fullback, but down as a 10, and I do like to get points for kicking, which, well, you'll see I haven't got in this team. But Tom Jordan against Portugal is just too exciting, so I have overridden that. Then we've got Antoine Dupont. Not a great fixture against New Zealand, but it's Antoine Dupont. And to be honest, there's no other 9 which I would really want. Gibson Park maybe, but yeah, Dupont is just special. In the centres, I've actually again backed Scotland. Rory Hutchinson has come in. He's playing at 13, so may play like that Hugh Jones style. We've also got Stafford McDowell in between him as the captain. So Stafford McDowell is going to be there for that hard carrying line, and hopefully Hutchinson can just get out wide, get his hands on the ball and score some tries. And then I've backed Menoncello. Really wanted him last week, but put Brex in just on a budget, and Menoncello went and scored over 40 points. So he's a really, really good fantasy pick. If you can afford him, I'd definitely have him in, especially against Georgia. And then the penultimate picks in the back 3. Again, backed some Scottish players. Aaron Reid, you might be thinking, what on earth, who is that? If you only play fantasy. If you watch Prem Rugby, obviously plays for Sale, so really quick, agile player. Has obviously come in against Portugal just as a rotation, but I feel if he does get his hands on the ball, then there'll be no stopping him. And then that is similar for Darcy Graham. Obviously needs game time, so has then been brought in again against Portugal. I think is just the standard captain option this week. Yes, Scotland are debatably a weaker side than they've put out the last 2 weeks. But again, looking at the opposition, it's against Portugal. So if they do click, Darcy Graham can easily score 3 or 4 tries again. And then I have backed James Lowe. Just gets involved with the game, to be quite honest. So kicking ability, 50-22s are on for him. Comes up in big moments as well. So that's why I've picked him. And also loves a try. Don't think he got one last week, so we'll be expecting one this week. And then, as a super sub, if I don't get points or maximum points as super sub for this game week, I'll be shocked. We've gone with Johnny Matthews. I think ridiculously he was like top try scorer in the whole of Europe last year, or like minutes per try ratio, something like that. He's obviously on the bench for Scotland. Not sure why he's not starting, to be honest, but yeah, we've got the option to pick him as a super sub. I do really back him. Anyone wants to search Johnny Matthews, just look at his try scoring ratios. Absolutely brilliant. So if it doesn't click this week, I'm not sure what will. So that is my team for game week 2 of the automations. Let me know what you think. Obviously, deadline is later this evening for Ireland, Argentina. So get your teams picked, but also comment down below with your sides as well. And also what you think of mine. Again, love feedback. Tyke Byrne totally slipped my head last week, and he's in this week. So thanks all for watching. Comment down below, like if you enjoyed. Also subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.